We're going to start this session, which is about Unity, which is now available on Sony platform. I'm sure you guys know. We're lucky enough to have like two people from Sony helping us and presenting with the support of a local game development studio. I will let them present and thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Koji Tada from Developer Relations section in SCJA. PS4, PS3, PS Vita, PS Mobile platform games are now able to develop by using Unity. And this fulfilled to offer easy development environment to people who are willing to develop PlayStation games. This session will focus on the sequent process from development to publishing game for PlayStation platform with latest demo. Today's speaker will be me and Hiroki Kaminaga from Japan Technical Support from SCJ and Mr. Chon Chung-Yoon from SUTD Game Lab, who is developing a PS4 game by using Unity game engine. Those are the topics of this session. I will talk about PlayStation platform and publishing process of PlayStation. Chon Young will introducing his experience of developing a PS4 game by Unity. And the last, Hiroki will show you the demonstration of developing PS4 games with Unity engine. Let me introduce our PlayStation platform. PlayStation 4 has been launched in United States on November 15th, 2013. We are getting many feedback from game developers that PS4 is really easy to develop games, and because of the reason, so many developers decided to bring their games to PS4. Especially indie games developer has powerful movement. So many indie games have been released on PS4. Those 120 games are in developing titles which will release for PS4 in United States. There are many unique indie games. Why many developers have interested in publishing games at PS4? One of the reasons is PS4 games are easy to develop. We are working on many projects to provide easier game developing environment for developers and to bring their games to users. One of our projects is Unity engine support. Many great games are developing with Unity engine. We made global partnership with Unity to provide easy and simple publishing way to those developers. In future, PS4, PS3, PS Vita, PS Vita TV, PSM platform will be supported by Unity engine. This support will give developers to choose many PS platforms to develop. PS4, which is able to provide high-quality graphics and unique shared game experience to users. PS3, which is sold more than 80 million units worldwide and also has many kinds of games. And PS Vita, a PlayStation portable device, which you can experience high-quality gaming at any place. And PS Vita TV, which you can experience Vita games with TV and DualShock 3. And PS Mobile, which is let individual person to develop with retail beta and able to publish as global. All PS platform has unique functions and able to provide different experience to users. Developers can choose PS platform depends on what experience they want to provide game function, or user target. Our one of the strengths is we can provide those many platforms to do business. Please let me introduce our PS platform. Features of PlayStation 4 are high quality graphic depiction and processing capacity. Share button, which can provide shared game experience with your friends. And remote play, which you can keep playing your latest PS4 game on the PS Vita system at everywhere. Developing game for PS4 would be easier for developer which has PC game developing experience. Next, let me introduce PS3. PS3 has been sold more than 80 million units. PS3 is the most sold PS platform compared to PS4 and Vita. And also, it has the most numbers of games. PS3 can approach to a wide range of users. And next, PS Vita. It has two analog stick and the touch screen. Moreover, it has a back touchpad, motion sensor, and camera, many different interfaces to expand game experience unlimitedly. According to the touch function and portability, this is a platform which we recommend for the developers who have been creating mobile games. And PS Vita TB, and this is the smallest PlayStation platform, and you don't need too much space to set up. You can use it to connect your home TV, then use the wireless controller for playing game. PlayStation Mobile. This is an open platform different from other platforms and not only for particular hardware. All the Android devices with PlayStation certified, SC guarantees the function, are compatible with PSM. Of course, PS Vita as well. Not only the company, corporations, individual developers can have the full environment to develop and release games globally. To develop a PS Vita native game, the particular dev kit for PS Vita is required. However, to develop a PSM game on PS Vita, you only need to prepare the retail PS Vita or compatible Android devices for your development. Next is the flow from beginning to game release for each platform. It can be divided into two parts. One is for PS4, PS3, and PS Vita. The other one is PSM. For PS4, PS3, and PS Vita, you will need agreement as a legal entity. Sign contract with each region separately. One account managers to support each licensee. Specific dev tools, dev kits. Specific steps to support through DevNet, the website for the developers only. Need to get rating information like ESRB, PEGI, or CERO for each region. And checking by SC format quality assurance. Next is PSM. The differences are not only legal entity, but also individual developers can have the agreements. One contract for global distribution. All procedures or communication can be done through Dev Portal, the website for PSM developers. Specific dev tools and not required. You can use your retail PS Vita for developing your games. All supports on technical forum. Only need to get or select the self-rating online. Simple QA checking, which is called review. Okay. As you can see, the flow and development environment of PSM is quite different from other native platforms. On PSM platform, you can easily run a game which is developed by Unity on a retail PS Vita. As introduced, it's easy to get rating information for PSM titles and release worldwide at once. So the developers who have not been able to create console games are interested in it. Especially the physical interface with 2 analog sticks can be used for game playing. It's easier to create games than touch functions only. However, in the past, because it used to be required to create by our specific SDK, not so many developers tried. Now Unity is compatible, so it became much easier to create games on PlayStation platforms. And PSM games can run on PS Vita, so you can play those games on your TV with controller if you connect with PS Vita TV. So I would like to show you some demo movie. You can see the game run on Vita built on Unity for PSM. You might be familiar with Angry Bots. If already Unity users, you can see that the game is successfully run without stress. We had a lot of requests from developers to support full-scale gaming environment for 3D game development. Because of Unity for PSM, it now becomes much easier for you to develop 3D games. Also, the Unity for PSM is available from Unity 4.3, so there are new 2D features. Now you can see the demo movie 2D platformer, and it also runs on Unity for PSM. And you see the 2D games in running easily without stress. 2D action game and adventure game still remains favorites by users, so we also continue a strong support for 2D games development. We hear a lot of voice from smartphone game developers that they want to run their game on PS Vita. One of the main reasons is physical controller. If you see the Unity for PSM, if you use the Unity for PSM, you can easily develop a game playing with controllers. You can download all the SDK including toolchain and runtime for free from the website DevPortal. DevPortal is a website for all developers to create a game for PSM. PSM SDK is based on Mono platform and developed with C# programming. When you get a publishing license, you can run your game on consumer PS Vita. and you can publish your title on the store in worldwide. The publishing license is now for free for a year at this moment. This means you can complete from the development to actual release for free if you already developed a title built on Unity. So please try PSM and start publishing your title for PlayStation users all over the world. PSM Developer Program is a support program for developing PSM contents. And we will expand the support area to 32 countries to become available from May 29th, 2014. Okay, this is all for my presentation. Then we can go to the session for PS4. Today, I would like to introduce Chon Yun from SUTD Game Lab. Hi, Chon. Chon Yun. Thank you very much for coming. And Chon Yun is now developing a PS4 title built on Unity. And he will talk about actual experience of game development for PS4. So please welcome Chon Yun.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Okay, so hi, I'm Chong Yun from SUTD, Singapore University of Technology and Design, and I'm a programmer from the SUTD Game Lab. So today I'd like to share with you my experiences porting our game, Wonder Upon Light, to the PlayStation 4. So firstly, I'd like to introduce you. Wonder Upon Light is a monochromatic top-down puzzle where light is a danger, and players must manipulate shadows to safely move across levels in order to discover his past. And in case anyone is wondering about the apparently odd name of the game, here's how you should look at it. I'll leave you to figure out what that means. So I'll start about talking about development. When we first started our project, we wanted to make a game which would try out new and untested mechanics. So we had to invest some extra time prototyping features and tweaking them to perfection. Unity had the power to enable us to quickly create mechanisms, and this in turn allowed us to spend more time testing features rather than just implementing them. Our game involves shadows that move and change shape according to light sources. And Unity's dynamic real-time shadows was perfect for the job. Instead of spending hours writing code to make shadows work, we were able to immediately work on shadow-related gameplay mechanics, such as the shadow echo, which is the player's ability to freeze shadows in place after the object or light source has moved away. Before we met Sony, we initially intended to release our game on desktop computers, namely Windows and OS X. When the time came to make the game for the PlayStation, it actually wasn't very difficult at all. There were definitely some extra things we as the developer had to take care of, but I'm pretty happy that Unity took care of all the rest. It's great. Developers are able to deploy directly from the editor into the PS4 dev kit. So this saves a lot of time transferring the build. And if you're using the development build, debug messages appear in the console, which is updated live on your computer. That is definitely useful to fix problems that occur only on the PS4. I've read that the profiler works for running on the PS4 as well, but I haven't tried that yet. So one thing that I appreciated a lot was that there were many samples and plugins available in the PS4 version of the Unity editor. The samples provided good examples of how to use certain features of the PS4. For example, what was useful to us was the input and motion sample is a complete project demonstrating the use of the PS4 controller. from the touchpad to the analog stick and even the accelerometer. So the support in the Unity PS4 online discussion group is very efficient, and they respond to questions very quickly. Sometimes I didn't even have to ask the questions. Someone had already asked them, and most of the time they were solved. I remember about a month ago, I found a bug related to the shaders and posted about it in the discussion group. I got a reply before the end of the day, and by the time the next Unity build was rolled out, the bug was already fixed. So if any of the Unity people here, I'd like to shout out to Team Canal and the rest of the team for helping me with all these problems. So the truth is, I actually had a hard time preparing this slide because there isn't really much to talk about. There wasn't a lot of setup to do, nor was there a lot of extra reading required to get our game running on the dev kits. I mean, definitely there were some things that need to be changed during the port over from PC to PS4. So I'll talk about that. Okay, this part might get a bit technical, so just bear with me if you don't understand what I'm saying. So shaders. There are a few keywords that need to be changed in your shader code. Otherwise, your textures will end up in the most vibrant pink color. ShaderLab syntax is also not supported. So if you are considering porting your game which uses a certain ShaderLab syntax for your shader, you should avoid it, or you can try to port it to another language. So as expected, controls need to be mapped for the PS4. Well, the PS4 controller should have enough buttons for your liking. But if you like, you can think about what kind of cool stuff you can add to your game. For example, new input methods like the touchpad and the light bar, which is a bit like the PS Move. So if you are using player preps, if you are developing for Unity, and this is what we use to do save games. So you may need to investigate how that works for the PS4. It may vary from game to game depending on what you're trying to develop. But there is a helpful save game sample project with examples, and there should be solutions to common problems in the discussion group. So you need to test everything works as normal. I've had some problems with audio files not playing due to some extra metadata attached to the files itself, but our audio designer managed to figure out how to generate the audio files correctly. If you were at the talk before this, those guys were our audio designers. You need to be careful of loading time, because it's possible that your development machine has higher specs compared to the PS4, and you don't want it to take too long. And this should be all. Before I end, I'd like to show you a video of our game, One Upon Light. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for presentation, Chong Yan. Thank you. We would like to show you the future of PS4. And Hiroki from Developer Support Department will show you some demonstration of PS4. Please welcome Hiroki.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me, and I'd like to speak about the future of PS4. And okay, so first I would like to demonstrate that porting from Unity to PS4 is very easy by this bootcamp. And sorry for minding me sitting down. Okay, so this demo, I will just use this bootcamp. And as you know, bootcamp is a project you can download from Unity Asset Store. And I'd like to build for PlayStation 4. And so here's build settings. Sorry for the resolution of display. And here we have PS4 as a platform. And other than PlayStation 4, we have, for example, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. So like you have already seen the Angry Birds demo, this is built on PlayStation Vita. So Unity is a very good choice when you think of porting your game to PlayStation platform. So I'd like to build for PlayStation 4. So just build and run. And I think this is very familiar if you are near to Unity. And there's almost no changes done for bootcamp. And just as usual development, you can just write a script on Unity and just run on PS4. And I'd like to switch shortly to PlayStation 4 target. Okay, so this is a bit unfamiliar target. So this is, you can see that it is actually running on this machine. And so So see, this is actually already running on PS4. And you can see, as he said in his topic, the HUD is already ready. So for example, you can move around and jump and shoot, run. So simple enough. Okay, so this is, I'd like to finish the demonstration of Unity running on PS4. And by the way, this Unity engine is running solely on top of native PS4. So it is not using PlayStation mobile platform in between. So you can use a plugin to write down some extra extensions as well. Okay. And どうしよう。スイッチバックto そっちにいたんだし。そう。And as already announced, I'd like to show you the Morpheus. And before showing you the Morpheus, there's some legal statement I have to say. So first, I'd like to talk about statement from Office. So Sony Computer Entertainment Inc. is developing Project Morpheus. And this project is a virtual reality system that takes the PlayStation 4 system to the next level of immersion and demonstrates the future of gaming. Okay, and I'd like to show what kind of image she is currently showing. So this is a Mars demo, and this is demonstrated on GDC 2014, and also demonstrated at Unite Japan and Taiwan. And this demo is created by the help of NASA. And you can see that there's two circles, one for her left eye, one for her right eye. And this is from the top of space, and I would like to change the scene. Okay, now she's standing just on top of Mars, and you can see that poor Biko, I think this is opportunity. And from her point of view, she is just exactly standing on top of Mars, and as you can see that she is looking left and right, and also the eye tracking is moving as tracking, and you can see the interaction. And this is end of this Mars demo. And I'd like to switch back to Unity again. Okay. So I'd like to reopen this bootcamp. And previously, this was just for PlayStation 4 native. But next one, I'd like to show that this bootcamp is actually ported to Morpheus on PlayStation 4. So here you can see that there's two camera viewport, like one for left eye and one for right eye. And so how to port is very easy. You just write some script, this much long, and as I showed you before, just to build and run on PlayStation 4 platform. And just wait, please wait for a moment for build. And by the way, this Morpheus is still a prototype, and this is not the final spec, including design and spec. So please note that. Again, so compiling is done, and there's a booting console image, and I would like to switch back to PlayStation 4 screen. Again, so this time, same picture. She has there's two circle, one for left eye and one for right eye. And when she's wearing this, she's actually in the field of this boot camp. And as you can see, that the head tracking is actually working well and looking at where she points to. And of course, you can move along, like in last one, and you can do some firing, jumps. So porting is this easy for Morpheus. Okay. So thank you very much. I'd like to switch back the screen to Tada-san's slide.
Thank you, Hiroki. That's all for our presentation. We don't have Q&A this time, but if you have any question, please feel free to visit our booth. We have Unity demonstration at our booth too. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.